A lot of new information that we're learning. We're here outside where the fire department trains and where we just heard more than 300 homes either damaged or some of them even destroyed. We know Governor Cooper was out there today on the east side of Greensboro, and let's show you some of the video from there because again the pictures really tell the story again here in Greensboro. New information we're learning about the scope. The city manager's telling us again 300 homes sustaining damage, 100 of them either severely damaged or destroyed. The storm also hitting 3 schools, including Hampton Elementary. Administrators telling us now those schools will be closed for the remainder of the school year, and right now they're working on backup plans. And North Carolina, no stranger to severe weather, but the governor is saying a tornado is different in that there's no time to prepare.
I talked to some of the victims, and it was one of those things where they knew that thunderstorms were coming and that there was a tornado watch, but they went in their homes and many of them were terrified for about 30 minutes or so as this tornado occurred. So it jumps on you quickly, but a lot of the damage is the same. Wind damage is very devastating.
And when talking to some of the city and county managers, they talk about this is going to be a marathon recovery, not days, not weeks, maybe even months. But it starts by people trying to find shelter. And coming up at 5, we'll visit one of those shelters with the Red Cross. We're live here in Greensboro. Jonah Kaplan, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
Very jarring, especially for all of those little elementary school students today. Jonah, thank you.
All right, now we want to check in with Chief Meteorologist Chris Holman. Chris, the National Weather Service has been on the scene all day. I know you spoke with them. What are they telling you about this storm?
Well, you know, Amber, it was 7 years ago today that huge outbreak occurred in central North Carolina, the biggest ever for the state. And this wasn't that big of an outbreak, but you can see with this damage, it's the first time that a major urban area has been hit like this since that period when Raleigh was hit 7 years ago today. Down this street, you see numerous homes, widespread damage, the power lines down, folks just trying to get things back in order as quickly as they can, but they've got a lot of work, obviously, and it is covering a large area of Greensboro. Like I said, it was 7 years ago today, Raleigh was hit by a devastating tornado along with many other areas like Fayetteville. We haven't seen a large urban area hit this badly since then. And again, as Jonah said, 300 homes damaged or destroyed and businesses too. And of course, that's fatality. So Nick Petro here is with the National Weather Service in Raleigh. You've been out, Nick, today doing the surveys. This was a big one.
Yeah, the one thing that struck me, and I've done hundreds of surveys over my National Weather Service career, and this one was incredibly wide. And when you put a wide tornado is bad, but when you put a wide tornado over in an urban area, the amount of destruction just goes up a lot. I mean, so that's what we've seen today is just a widespread damage. Some homes that were completely leveled. We've noticed that a lot of homes that were leveled. We saw wind speeds well over 100 miles per hour. If you look down this road here, this is very typical of a tornado that would produce wind speeds 125 miles per hour or stronger.
And EF2, a high end, we get them, but not that often.
Right, and again, the EF2 is typically a tornado we'd see would be fairly narrow, but this one was EF2 wind speeds that covered a very wide swath. We're talking a swath the width of 3 football fields, and much of that width of that swath was wind speeds 125, 135 miles per hour. So incredibly wide and incredibly destructive.
And maybe it's amazing, just one person, one fatality, even though that was tragic enough. But yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And particularly, as a reminder that this is severe weather season. We need to be prepared and ready to take action when warnings are issued or when severe weather strikes.
Right, absolutely. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. So again, Andrea and Amber, widespread devastation here. Folks picking up the pieces. We're going to move over to another location coming up at 5 o'clock and show you some of the folks there and what they're dealing with here in Greensboro. But for now, we are live in Greensboro for Chris Holman, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.